Hello, my name is Kori Andrews. Throughout my experiences in my life, I've learned one important truth, and that is that sometimes our trials and our hard times and our difficulties prepare us and sometimes even allow us to achieve our goals and to have success. To illustrate that point, I'd like to share with you a short story from my life. Once upon a time, I was a returned missionary from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I had an awesome experience as a missionary, but now I was moving on to my next goal, and that was to find a wife. Now at this time, I was a EFY counselor. It was a youth group, and I had groups of kids that I would supervise. And sometimes I'd get those kids together, and I would ask them if they might have any, older sisters that they might want to hook me up with. Most of the time, that wasn't a very effective technique. I think a lot of them thought I was weird and didn't want to be related to me, which was understandable. But one time, I got lucky. A girl came up to me, and she said, "Yeah, I do have an older sister that you should contact." And so I did what every young man would do these days, and I Facebook stalked her. And I found her on Facebook and was able to send her a message, and it was very, suave. Well, actually it was kind of creepy. But for some reason, she wrote me back, and I'm so glad that she did because we became friends. We wrote back and forth for a little while, but there was one big problem. We weren't able to go on a date because we lived 600 miles apart, so we were only able to be pen pals. So that kind of puttered out after a while, and I started dating another girl, and she went to school and started dating another boy, and I really liked this other girl and thought that she was the one that I was supposed to marry, so I asked her to marry me, and she really liked that other boy, and they got engaged. And through this experience of being engaged, it went well for a little while, but eventually it started to get rocky, and I didn't really enjoy the experience. And so I went back and reevaluated and realized that something had changed and it wasn't right for me anymore. And so I broke off that engagement. Now this was hard and difficult. It was a trial for me in my life, a difficulty. But I learned a lot from the experience, and I grew, and I decided that instead of wallowing in self-pity, that I was going to move forward and grow and see what I could learn from that experience to apply later in life. A couple months later, I get a message from the older sister. She had just broken off her engagement, and she wondered if I had any advice. And I said, "Well, here's my number." And so she called me, and we were able to be reconnected in that way, and I was able to share with her some of the things that I had learned and that had helped me through my experience. That trial, it allowed me to help her and reconnected us, and 6 months later we were married in the St. George, Utah temple. I am so grateful for that trial now. Though it was hard and a difficult experience, it prepared me to be able to help someone else, and not only help someone else, but connect with someone else, and ultimately helped me to find the love of my life. And I'm so happy today because I experienced that difficulty in that trial. Sometimes to reach our promised land, we have to first go through the wilderness and experience some difficulties so that we can be prepared for that kind of happiness. Thank you.